The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a warm golden hue over the landscape. The lake, a tranquil expanse of water, mirrored the sky's soft oranges and pinks, creating a canvas of color that seemed almost too beautiful to be real. As the evening settled in, a flock of ducks glided gracefully across the surface, their silhouettes cutting through the shimmering reflections like delicate brushstrokes on a painter's palette. The ducks were a motley crew, each with its own distinct personality. There was a bold drake, his emerald head gleaming in the fading light, who led the way with an air of confidence. He paddled ahead, occasionally quacking, as if to assert his dominance over the serene waters. The others followed closely, a mix of females and younger males, their feathers a patchwork of browns and creams that blended seamlessly with the surrounding reeds and wildflowers. As they swam, the gentle ripples spread outward, distorting the reflections of the vibrant sky. The drake would occasionally dip his head beneath the surface, searching for morsels hidden among the aquatic plants. His companions, ever watchful, floated nearby, their keen eyes scanning the water for any sign of danger. The lake was their sanctuary, a place where they could find food, rest, and safety from the world beyond the water's edge. The peaceful ambience was punctuated by the soft sounds of nature. The rustling of leaves in the evening breeze, the distant call of a nightingale, and the gentle splashes of water as the ducks dabbled and preened. Each duck took turns shaking off the water from their feathers, sending droplets sparkling into the air like tiny diamonds. The drake, proud of his glossy plumage, would often puff up his chest, displaying the vibrant colors that marked him as the leader of the group. As the light continued to fade, the flock began to gather closer together, forming a tight-knit unit. They were a family, Anik, bound not just by blood, but by the shared experiences of survival. Each duck had its own story, woven together with the threads of migration, nesting, and the trials of life on the lake. They had weathered storms, eluded predators, and celebrated the joys of finding food in abundance. Now, as dusk settled in, they relished the simplicity of being together, floating in the calm waters, surrounded by the beauty of nature. The lake itself was a living entity, a sanctuary that nurtured countless creatures. Beneath the surface, fish darted to and fro, their scales glinting like silver in the waning light. Dragonflies danced above the water, their wings catching the last rays of sunlight, while frogs croaked a rhythmic serenade from the reeds. The ducks were part of this vibrant ecosystem, each playing a role in the delicate balance of life that thrived around them. As the sun finally slipped below the horizon, the colors of the sky deepened into shades of indigo and violet. The first stars began to twinkle, their reflections shimmering on the lake's surface. The drake, sensing the change in the air, let out a low quack, a signal for the others to gather closer. The flock instinctively huddled together, their bodies forming a protective barrier against the encroaching darkness. Nighttime brought with it a different set of challenges. The world transformed, and the once familiar landscape morphed into a realm of shadows and sounds. The ducks remained alert, their senses heightened as they listened for the rustling of leaves or the distant call of a predator. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, there was also a profound sense of peace. The lake, bathed in moonlight, became a place of refuge, a sanctuary where they could find solace in one another's company. As the stars twinkled overhead, the drake took a moment to survey his surroundings. He felt a sense of pride in his flock, a responsibility to protect them as they navigated the challenges of the night. He had led them through many trials, and each experience had forged a bond that was unbreakable. The trust they placed in him was a weight he bore with honor, and he vowed to keep them safe. The soft lapping of water against the shore created a soothing rhythm, lulling the ducks into a state of tranquility. One by one, they began to settle down, tucking their heads beneath their wings and closing their eyes. The drake remained vigilant, his watchful gaze scanning the perimeter of their watery haven. He knew that danger could lurk in the shadows, but for now, all was calm. As the night deepened, the lake transformed into a silvery expanse, illuminated by the soft glow of the moon. The drake felt a sense of connection to the universe, as if the stars above were watching over them. He thought of the journey that had brought them to this moment, the miles traveled and the obstacles overcome. Each ripple in the water seemed to tell a story, a reminder of the beauty and fragility of life. In the stillness of the night, the ducks drifted into dreams, their minds filled with visions of sunlit days and the adventures that awaited them. The drake dreamed of soaring through the sky, of the wind beneath his wings as he led his flock to new horizons. He imagined the thrill of finding a new feeding ground, the excitement of exploring uncharted territories. The world was vast, and he longed to discover all its wonders. As dawn approached, the first light began to creep across the sky, casting a soft glow over the lake. The drake stirred, roused from his slumber by the gentle warmth of the sun's rays. He could feel the energy of the new day pulsing through the air, a promise of fresh beginnings and new opportunities. He quacked softly, waking his companions one by one. They stretched and preened, shaking off the remnants of sleep as they prepared for the day ahead. The lake was alive with activity as the sun rose higher in the sky. The ducks resumed their swimming, their bodies cutting through the water with grace and fluidity. The drake led the way, his heart swelling with pride as he watched his flock follow closely behind. They were a family, a unit bound by loyalty and love, and together they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they paddled across the lake, the drake felt a sense of purpose. Each day was a new adventure, a chance to explore the world and experience its wonders. The lake was not just a home, it was a sanctuary filled with life, a place where they could thrive and grow. He looked around at his flock, their feathers glistening in the sunlight, and knew that together they could overcome anything. The day unfolded with the promise of discovery. The ducks ventured to the far side of the lake, where the reeds grew thick and lush. They dabbled in the shallows, searching for tasty morsels among the underwater plants. The drake kept a watchful eye, ensuring that his flock remained safe as they foraged for food. The world was full of surprises, and he was determined to protect them from any potential threats. As the sun climbed higher, the warmth enveloped them, and the ducks took a moment to bask in the sunlight. They floated lazily on the surface, their bodies gently rocking with the rhythm of the water. The drake closed his eyes, allowing the sun's rays to warm his feathers. It was a moment of bliss, a reminder of the simple pleasures that life offered. He cherished these quiet moments, the times when the world felt still and serene. But life on the lake was not without its challenges. As the day wore on, the drake sensed a shift in the air. The distant sound of flapping wings caught his attention, and he turned to see a group of geese approaching. Their honks echoed across the water, a warning that they were not alone. The drake's instincts kicked in, and he quickly gathered his flock, urging them to remain close. The geese were known for their aggressive behavior, and he would not take any chances. The geese landed on the opposite shore, their presence a reminder of the competitive nature of life on the lake. The drake watched as they honked and flapped their wings, establishing their territory. He felt a surge of protectiveness for his flock, a determination to ensure their safety. He knew that they were vulnerable, but he also understood the strength that came from unity. With a sense of resolve, the drake led his flock away from the shoreline, guiding them to a more secluded area of the lake. They swam in a tight formation, their bodies brushing against one another as they moved. The water shimmered around them, reflecting the vibrant colors of the sky. The drake felt a sense of accomplishment as he navigated them through the challenges of the day, a leader in every sense of the word. As the sun began to set once more, casting a warm glow across the lake, the ducks settled into their evening routine. They floated together, side by side, their bodies forming a protective barrier against the world beyond. The drake quacked softly, a signal for them to relax and enjoy the peace of the moment. The lake was their home, a sanctuary where they could find solace and comfort. As dusk descended, the colors of the sky deepened into rich hues of orange and purple, and the stars began to twinkle once again. The ducks drifted into a state of calm, lulled by the gentle sounds of the water and the soft rustling of leaves. The drake remained vigilant, his heart full of gratitude for the flock he had come to cherish. Together, they had navigated the trials of life, and as night fell, they found comfort in one another's presence. In the quiet of the night, the lake became a canvas of dreams and possibilities. The ducks floated peacefully, their hearts intertwined in a bond that transcended the challenges of the day. The drake closed his eyes, allowing the tranquility of the moment to wash over him. He knew that tomorrow would bring new adventures, new discoveries, and new opportunities to thrive. As the moon cast its silvery glow over the water, the drake felt a sense of peace settle over him. He was not just a leader, he was a protector, a guardian of his flock. Together, they would face whatever lay ahead, united in their journey across the tranquil waters of the lake. The world was vast and full of wonders, and with each new day, they would continue to explore, to grow, and to flourish. In the heart of that peaceful lake, as the stars twinkled overhead, the ducks found their place in the world, a family bound by love, loyalty, and the beauty of life.